Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez. How are you, sir?
Good.
Here at the what do we usually call it? The stomping grounds.
The stomping grounds, the new Mucho Macho Michelada Mix Studios.
Right on. So one of our sponsors here at the Real Estate Rant in house today, we have Miss Sharon Sims. If you ever need a short sale negotiator, Mr. Alonso, Sharon is the person to go to.
All right, that's good to know.
Dude, who does your negotiations?
Right now, different people have done them.
Okay.
I've sent them out to different people.
Right on. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. That's realestaterantradio@gmail.com. If you happen to email us during the show, we will try and answer those questions in subsequent shows. Shout out to Mr. Michael Aguilar and Associates and Stroke Awareness. You can reach Michael at www.strokeawareness101.com. Michael Aguilar was on the show a few weeks back, and he told us about the stress about being a real estate agent, didn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that is stressful.
What stress?
Yeah, well, exactly, right?
Before I forget, Alex, I need to send out a shout out to someone I owe last week. That was my daughters. I actually made them listen to the show.
Did you?
And I told them I was going to send them a shout out, and I didn't. So,
Yeah.
Jalissa and Naomi, I love you girls, and there goes your shout out.
You should have had him call the show.
Oh, they were. And then when I got home, it was Dad. You made me watch the whole damn hour show, and you didn't even say my name. So I'm saying it now before I forget.
Now they're getting ready to take their card to Greg Gunther's body shop, right?
Yeah.
Greg's Auto Body.
There you go.
Right on. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. You can win a $25 gift card at Stevens Steakhouse, located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Pico Rivera Chamber of Commerce, and that it is changed now from Downey. Or you can win a $200 teeth whitening from Gardens Dental. That's 7218 Garfield Avenue in the City of Bell Gardens. Or you can win a $25 gift card to
Lazy Dogs.
I always get that wrong.
It is Lazy Dog.
I always say Lazy
Yeah.
Boy for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. To Lazy Dogs. Lazy Dog Restaurant, and I believe they're in Brea. I'm not sure where some
Industry was the other one, right, Ralph?
In Lakewood as well, yes.
Oh, okay, right on. Mr. Wallace Gonzalez. You can reach him at 626-483-5749. And again, you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. And Mr. Alonso usually takes care of the emails for the week. What did we get this week, Mr. Alonso?
This week's question comes from Adele out of Riverside, and it says, I had a short sale 2 years ago, 2 years and 8 months ago. Can I qualify for an FHA now, or do I need to wait for the 3-year mark? My credit score is currently at 700. It's more like a lender question, but they actually want to know if, I guess before there was a time frame where you needed to wait. 2 years, was it? I believe it was 2 years before you can qualify for another FHA loan.
I believe I want to say 4 years ago, it was 5 years.
Well,
and then it changed to 2 years.
Well,
if I remember correctly.
the rules have dramatically changed. I know now you can buy a house, immediately, one day after you short sell. Your credit score is good, and then the FHA brought out this new back to work program. And the back to work program, I believe there's certain requirements you got to meet, but I believe that it makes it easier for you to get a home if you short sold within a year time frame. I believe is the criteria they're asking for.
I'll be honest with you. Just go and consult with your lender. And different lenders have different policies.
And also go to the HUD website. You can go to the HUD website, and there's a lot of information about that program. And I know it does exist. It's called the Back to Work program.
Right on.
I'm one of my agents that works for the firm from where we work at actually is helping somebody that just short sold their property and now is opening an escrow for a new home. So these programs do exist, and they're out there.
In terms of the lender program, that's one thing. I know FHA just recently changed their guidelines. I believe it's 12 months now of history in terms of a short sale. Somebody told me that. I haven't been in the middle of that at all, but somebody did mention that to me. Do you have any experience in that realm, Sharon?
I think it depends on the lender.
Pull it up close. There you go.
It depends on the lender. They have different criteria. Some say 3 years now.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
and so it makes you wonder about, if you get foreclosed on or you happen to get a short sale, how much time does it take? And quite frankly, to the listeners, I would recommend that you do the best you can on your credit, pay off your bills if you can, pay extra on your monthly payments, pay on time. Obviously, you want to keep your credit score as high as possible, and that's always going to be a factor. The lenders sometimes can make exceptions. So that's been my experience. Was there any other questions, Mr. Alonso?
There was another question, Alex, and this one, it comes out of Rita of Alhambra, and it says, "If I am facing foreclosure, what options do I have?"
Are you taking this one or should I? There's a good set of luggage you can get at Macy's, I think. Right? I don't know what that's a loaded question.
Well, I mean, first of all, you got to look at her option. What are her options if she's facing foreclosure? You can do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And
Oh, those kind of options. Okay, well, yeah.
what option did you think? Put her on the street. Come on, we're trying to help our general
Well,
public.
since
here.
she's in foreclosure, I mean, if you're in
Well,
foreclosure,
what could
that's-
she do then? What
that-
could she
that-
do to
that-
avoid it?
That happens to be one of the options. Is foreclosure.
Exactly. Then it comes. We have actually a short sale specialist, which is the other option.
Oh, right on. So you,
Is
you could do
either
a short sale, right? Or
Yeah.
you
do
could
a short
you could do
sale
a loan
and-
modification,
perfect timing right there, no?
deed in lieu, right?
Right.
And there's also the option of suing the lender. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and basically what those programs do is they buy you time. I had a friend of mine who was in his house for 6 years before he got thrown out, and basically through a court procedure, they kept on filing
So I could have
extensions
stayed in my
after
property for 6 years.
extensions, and
Probably.
you probably could, but you just gotta be
I
informed.
mean, Sharon would be pretty pissed off about it. But
Sharon, I let go of my property in 2011, and I stopped payments on my house, but for
Well,
5 months.
and that just
And
to go.
short sale
hey,
came
hey,
in, and
hey,
I signed papers and
hey,
was
Ralph,
just-
so
I was out of there.
where's all the money at now?
Can you believe that? Jeez.
Yeah, you would
Well,
think
well,
for 6
you would
years
think,
of
right?
non-payment,
and
right?
and that's one of the things. We had a current guest speaker at our office that was actually told us that's what the number one priority, what people that are being foreclosed and what they want is time.
Right.
They want to buy time, and that's one of the big benefits to sell to your clients. To get them into a
tell you,
short sale.
That's just the God's honest truth. The people just drag their feet purposely,
Yeah.
and a lot of times they don't want to give us information. And I know Sharon's probably experienced this a lot with agents, where you
Yes.
ask them for something and they just take a month and a half to get it to you, right?
Right.
But remember Z when we had Z on the show?
Well, yeah, Z is another one, guy that was.
So that's option number 5, where he can actually help you save your house. And I can't remember how he said he did it.
Well, what they do is they file.
Were you on that show?
No, I wasn't.
They sue the banks, and they do kind of like a forensic. What do they call those? If anything went wrong with your
Audit of
case,
the-
forensic
okay.
audit,
Yeah.
and then they find something wrong. But eventually, what ends up happening is that the bank will negotiate with you again, and they'll tell you, okay, I need you to come up with $70,000, and we'll continue. We'll put all your late payments on the rears, and we'll continue
Nice.
to
Man.
help you with your loan. But a lot of the problem is that
Go
a lot of
figure,
the
huh?
people don't
Right.
do that. They don't have that money saved up where they
Exactly.
can't
Right.
come up with that money to give the bank up front so they can continue with their loan. And that's another option. Z was very informative on our show and
He
gave
had
us
some
a
good
lot of
stuff.
options.
Matter of fact, I referred him a client today. As a matter of fact, there was.
So I could have stayed in my home with my swimming pool and everything. I was just chilling
we,
today.
we
huh?
could
Can you
be
imagine?
we could be dipping in right now, my
Jesus, we could have been making a lot of money on that
Absolutely.
property.
Rent
Oh
free.
well, next, right?
friend. Give us a call,
Next time.
855-693-4897. You can also email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We'll try to get your question on the air, and Mr. Alonso can answer it.
That's like the saying goes, with knowledge comes power.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yes.
So I mean,
A few
I
times.
I mean, if I'm tied up in a situation, trust me, I'm on Wikipedia or on the internet all night.
Yeah.
I got more time than money to research.
Exactly.
Which brings up our design deal. Mr. Allen, if you will, you can win a $25 gift card to Steven's Steakhouse, a $200 teeth whitening to Gardens Dental, or a $25 gift card to Lazy Dog if you get this particular design, which is up on the screen if you happen to be watching the show. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. That's 855-693-4897. And if you happen to guess, although it is a multiple answer question, if you happen to guess what kind of house this is, and I happen to have the hot answer right here on my desk, and no cheating to the studio
Let me
audience
peek over
here
there.
today.
Let's see.
And also,
You can win one
like
of those
I
gift
said,
cards,
the internet, you can use the internet. Wikipedia is a good a good place to look that up.
Well, there's been a few folks that cheated and looked it up on Wikipedia.
Oh, it's not. I don't regard it as cheating. I call it as
It's a tool.
it's a tool. Yeah.
They're referencing it, right? But we want to know what kind of house this is. Without saying, do you guys know what kind of house that is?
I think so.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So we'll keep that under wraps. Hopefully,
I'll be honest with you, Ralph. I don't know what the heck that.
I don't know. It
Houses
looks
that
like
come
Well, I'm very
it,
tricky with
it
the
looks like a
answers.
fishing shop to me.
I'm very tricky with the answers.
Like a
do,
bass
you guys,
shop, yeah.
do you guys ever watch
Right?
The Chase?
The Chase.
It's that guy Mark Barrett, and it's like a trivia show.
No, I have not. No.
And they give you answers that could potentially be right ones, but one of them's right, obviously. But the other two are supposed to be tricks, right?
Right.
Well, that's kind of what's going on here.
Okay.
That's what I did with the multiple. Because before, I don't know if you remember, Lonzo remembers, but Ralph, I don't know if you remember, we used to just throw the design up without multiple questions
Oh,
or
no,
multiple
no.
answers.
No, that's how you
So we
do
made it a
harder.
little bit
Yeah.
easier because nobody was calling. We used to have
Sure.
the same house up for like a month and a half, right?
Yeah.
So nobody ever call in.
Exactly.
Give us a call, 855-693-4897, and you can win one of those gift cards. You can also dial in to strokeawareness101.com for Michael Aguilar and Associates and help your stress situation. If you happen to have a stressful situation in real estate, give us a call and tell us about it. Right? So,
Does it have to be about real estate?
well, we prefer it to be about real estate, right? And just a quick shout out to Mucho Macho Michelada Mix. You can buy
Awesome.
that in your local stores. I've seen it all over Facebook. And
And now they have it at the Ramirez Liquor.
oh, you seen it there, huh?
Oh yeah, I seen it there.
You've been visiting.
I've been visiting that liquor. And I
liquor
said,
store,
oh, look,
tipping 'em
mucho
back? Is that
michelada
what's
here.
going
Here
on?
we go.
I love it.
Right on, right on. So anyway, we will have Miss Sharon Sims with Easy Short Sale on the show today. Very informative information if you're interested in finding out about short sale negotiations and what goes on in the background, because most clients never really talk to short sale negotiators. It's usually the agents. And so Sharon is here to share that information with us. We'll bring her up on the segment 2, 3, and 4. And of course, right after the break, we're coming up on a break. Thank you for joining us, Sharon. And just a quick shout out to the network as well for allowing us to have a real estate show. And Mr. Allen, how are we doing there?
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more real estate rant.
Real Estate Rant and AGR Realtors are proud supporters of Michael Aguilar and Associates, advocates for stroke awareness and integrative healthcare.
In February 2012, I suffered a stroke due to high blood pressure. I was rushed to the hospital where I was admitted for the next 30 days. I was initially told I may have to stay in the hospital for about 3 months, but I made rapid improvements in my recuperation and continued to improve to this day.
When Michael left the hospital, he did not have insurance to cover his rehabilitation, so he focused on integrative healthcare to get better. At the end of 2013, seeing a need for stroke awareness, Michael started his own company, Michael Aguilar and Associates, to focus on creating awareness about the dangers of high blood pressure and stroke.
If you would like more information, please call me at 562-464-7297, or you can visit my website at www.strokeawareness101.com.
Michael Aguilar and Associates, creating awareness and saving lives one person at a time.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number 1 Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AGR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AGR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español. Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the Towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Alex, and Mr. Alonso here to my left. And we do have Ralph, the voice of reason.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I do have a voice on that.
Yes,
voice of
absolutely.
reason, wow.
Well, feel free to interject anytime, Ralph.
Yes,
Thank you for
yes,
joining us.
thank you.
In-house today.
Welcome to another episode of the most exciting, informative show you'll ever hear.
Yeah, we do.
There
We
you
we have no talent, but
But
we
we-
do know a few things about real estate.
Just a
There you
few,
go.
huh?
Yeah,
Short
okay.
sales. Short sales coming up. Yes.
Yeah, Miss.
And if we don't know it, we'll make it up, Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Don't
and,
say
and I keep saying that incorrectly. It's Mrs. Sharon Sims. Okay,
Yes.
I don't know. I just have this bad habit of saying Miss all the time,
That's fine.
but it's Mrs. Sharon Sims with Easy Short Sale. You can reach Sharon at 951-656-4610. And Mr. Pantalones, if you will, throw up her information. You can also email her at ssims@ezssp.com. And there is her
And there's your
information.
information up on the screen. Yes.
Your website information.
Very
So now you will be permanently burned into YouTube. Anytime you,
Oh
yeah,
my
you
God,
just
forever and ever.
yeah,
huh?
if you just remember the date, you can pull it up on YouTube and it'll come up. And
Okay.
anybody that wants or needs your information, it will be there.
That means even after we die, we're gonna be there. You know.
Into
Definitely.
into eternity. So
Into eternity, yes.
that's
As long as there's
that's a
YouTube.
prediction about YouTube. So Sharon, she does short sale negotiating, and we have brought her on the show here today because we're rather naive about short sales, to be totally honest with you.
Exactly.
So I figured I'd get it from the professionals. So take it away, Miss Sharon. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a licensed realtor, been licensed for 19 and a half years. Done short sales before back in the 90s.
In the 90s, there were short sales back then.
Yeah, remember?
That's probably
Like
the
the
first time I think I've
early-
ever heard the term, actually.
Yeah, they were a little different then. They're a little
Actually, that's
trickier.
like when I started, like in the early 90s. Now, well, actually, it was 90, 91, 92.
But you heard the term short sale?
Yeah, there was a short sale bit. Apparently, back in there, I remember very vaguely was they used to let the person that was renting, if it was a non-owner occupied, they had the actually first right of what do they
First right of refusal?
first right of refusal, and the bank would actually let them qualify for the loan and try to get them the short sale before anyone.
The homeowner.
The bank actually.
Oh, the bank.
Yeah, the
Okay,
bank.
So that's a little different than what we see
Exactly.
now, right?
Everything is negotiated through the homeowner.
Did you ever come across that, Sharon, at all?
not back in the 90s. Now if there's tenants in there, they'll offer them the relocation assistance, which is $3,000.
So now, how does one become a short sale negotiator?
Um,
I mean, what
I
got you
just-
interested in that field? I mean, I guess is the question.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, and I also have a little background in the legal field, and I like to argue and negotiate. So this is I just kind of fell right into this.
Talking with you, Sharon, I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed that.
know.
Are you
You're so
married? Are
mild.
you married,
She's the
Sharon?
sweetest.
Are you married?
Yes.
You are. I feel
Yes.
sorry for your husband
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't argue with me much.
Right on, right on.
because he knows it's a lost case already.
Exactly.
She is a
There it
negotiator,
goes.
right? Yeah.
Don't hit the heavy hitters, right? I mean, that's just how it is. So, did you work with some of the larger companies?
I started out with Century 21.
Oh,
I
okay.
was probably there 5 or 6 years. I've been a couple different places, and now I'm with Union Realty.
Sharon, is there a special license you need for to become a short sale negotiator, or
You
is
just
it
need to be a licensed realtor.
just a licensed realtor? But
Yes.
there's no any other kind of
No.
certifications or anything like that?
No, I'm as I've heard, a lot of short sale negotiators don't really know what they're doing.
Well, because
no,
Apparently
wait now.
there's
Wait a
no
minute.
course
Well,
for
because-
that.
Hey,
actually
now.
they there's a class on short sale negotiating. I remember I took it with Patricia. She teaches a short sale negotiation class, and she actually gives you
Really?
certification on it.
So you get a certificate.
Yeah, for short
Is it
sale
for,
specialist.
Is it for DR? What's it called? The hours that you get for
The
for
continuing
licensing.
education?
Yeah, they
continuing
count. They do
education?
count as continuing
Oh,
education
Really?
courses.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, I didn't know that.
Patricia Santos, I believe her nurse
was
school.
that? Was that with the board?
That was through the board. The board, and they offered that class, and she has a real estate school. I don't remember the name of it. It's Patricia Santos. I think it's
Okay,
Ares.
real quick question. Was that back when Jesus played with dinosaurs? or-
No, it's actually about. It was about 5 years ago. It was about 5 years ago where you took that
Because
class.
you are a dinosaur, my friend, in
Oh,
real estate.
thanks. I still think I look rather young. Alex.
Right on, right on.
I'm only
So-
41 years old, Alex.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm going to be 47 on Saturday, if you can believe that.
Go
Okay.
there.
So anyway,
Actually, I'm 40. I don't know. I'm 40, not 41. 40.
I wouldn't have pegged you a day over 35, my friend.
I know.
right.
I heard 29, but I'll take the 35 of the.
I don't know, but I'll tell you, with Mr. Ralph here, I'm thinking about like 32 or so with that hair you got
we're
going
like
on,
50,
dude.
50, almost 50 years old.
You're almost 50.
Yeah, he has a
Wow.
lot of hair.
almost 50.
Well, it's not that, but the style. You know what I mean? It's just like wham. you know?
I
Wham! That used
As
to
long
be
as I
a
shower,
group back
it's
in the
it's
day,
out
right?
there.
Wham!
So okay, so back. Let's get serious though, gentlemen. Back to the short sale negotiations. Now, you mentioned during the interview that you worked for an attorney's office.
Yes.
Did that help at all in making that decision to kind of flipping over to negotiating?
Not really. Even while I was a paralegal. While I was doing that, I was still doing real estate.
So you're a paralegal as well.
Yes.
So I mean, personally, I would think that would be helpful.
Yeah,
And
I'm very good at negotiating.
you can tell
So-
her,
so
her
how
demeanor, her demeanor and the sweet voice. She'll kill anybody.
Sharon, so
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but some of the
As long
some
as
of
you
the
don't piss me off.
There she
some of
is.
the people you're
That's-
talking
that's
to
what I
though,
want to hear.
are female though, right?
I'm sorry.
Some of the people that you're talking to, they're female, so your demeanor probably doesn't help much. But if it's a male, possibly, I would say.
I'll go off on anybody. I don't care.
Sharon,
Welcome to the show.
so how long have
Okay.
you been doing short sale negotiations?
A little over a year now.
A little over a year now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
so that's fairly new. That's
We're gonna become really good friends. I know because we have a couple of short sales on the pipeline, and I can't wait to help get some help from you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Sharon and I have worked now on a couple different deals, and I've had nothing but good experiences with your company, and very professional in terms of your communications. Because I've worked with other short sale negotiators, and typically they're escrow companies that have like a little side business going on.
Right.
And they have some people that are straight out of high school that are there, making phone calls, and the negotiators on the other side, on the bank side, they are pretty much asking them what they need. So it's not that difficult on that end. But if you don't know what to give them and how to give it to them, and or what you're looking at, and that's I think where you, Sharon, have actually helped me on that end, because you've noticed certain things that maybe I shouldn't have put down, or maybe I gave you the wrong information, or
Right.
maybe it's dated. All that information. That's all good diligence, if you will.
not only may I add is that you need to give on a short sale. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a short sale specialist, but correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard that you need to give them a complete package, whether to even look at it. I've heard of instances where banks they don't have a
Absolutely.
complete package and they just toss it in the trash and they don't bother with it. So
Exactly.
it needs to be completely with all the forms they're asking you. Is that correct?
Yes.
So let's ask the question: what is a short sale package?
It varies from bank to bank. Some banks require everything, such as the purchase contract, the listing agreement, MLS. They want bank statements, pay stubs, tax returns.
And you're talking
Your
about
firstborn.
from the
Yeah.
seller, right? From the seller.
Yes.
Okay.
From
and-
the buyer, we need proof of funds, pre-qual letters. If they're a corporation, we need the articles.
And as my understanding, that I think that's one of the big important issues to bring up on a short sale is that you still need to qualify. You have to be employed to do a short sale. So if you're not employed or not getting any kind of income, you basically can't do a short sale. Is that correct? Also,
You mean the seller?
oh no, that's
I think you're thinking about loan
no,
modification.
That's modification.
You were
Yeah.
tipping some back,
I
weren't you?
think- It's a sauce.
Hey, did you bring some modelos for us? Because
Yeah, sure
gonna be
the
on the
love.
same
no,
level.
but I'm following what Alonso's saying. In terms of the qualification, yes, the seller does need to qualify.
Correct.
It has to be a hardship.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's where
I think that's where you
that's where I
meant to
got
go
thrown
with that,
off.
right?
Yeah, that's where I got thrown off.
I got your back, my friend. I got your
Yeah.
back.
So before I even submit anything to the bank, I make sure I have a checklist. I make sure I have everything. Hardship letter, I need to know why. A lot of times people, oh, I lost my job. That's not really a hardship.
How many items on
Letter.
that checklist?
Probably about 20.
20?
And I don't, like I said, it depends on the bank. I don't always need everything.
Right.
Some banks only require a few documents.
Yeah, so I get an email from Easy Short Sale when I first signed up, and you guys have a really nice like a blog or website that you sign up. Although I think most people don't even use it, right? They just contact
Probably
you
not.
directly.
Yes.
So first time I talked
yeah,
to
that's what I would
first time
do,
I
sure.
talked to Sharon, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I'll send you a package," right? So I'm opening up my email, and my whole system almost falls apart. 'Cause the PDF was like 7 megabytes.
Oh, wow.
and I'm waiting forever to get this information.
Well, she is
I'm making
she
a
is
joke
a
of it.
professional. You
I'm
know?
making a joke of it, but the reason why I'm making a joke of it is because most of the other companies that I was using to negotiate, they didn't ask me for anything until it was like it was more a reactive response where I need this, I need this, I need this. I'd be getting these separate emails constantly.
But I know one thing they did ask you up front though, right? Was for the check.
Yeah, well, that's how,
Sharon, on that website that it's on our screen right now at the moment, am I able to download that list?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not there, but there is some good information on there,
Awesome,
right? If you
yeah.
log on, Ralph, I can get you some of that information
Very
as well
cool.
as some of the studio audience here, but that they do have some good information there. But in terms of the list, now,
Very cool.
a lot of it has to do with questions, and that was one of the questions that I had on the outline. Is that there's difference between a bank package, short sale package, and now your package as a negotiator.
Correct.
Okay, so there's two sets of information that you're looking for.
Right.
For you to be an effective negotiator, okay, you need that information. So now, somebody in our office, I believe, asked for a short sale package, and typically you get that from the bank. Is that right?
It depends on
Well,
the bank. Yes.
Well, so each bank has their own individual short sale packages, correct?
Yes. And I've worked with
So would you
all
have
of them.
would
So-
you happen to have all the different package for different banks?
yes. So if
Very
you
nice.
call
Oh, it's
me
very
and
cool,
tell
yeah.
me,
So
okay,
we
this is
were
the
to call
bank.
you. We're
Yeah.
They have their loan with this bank. I need a short package for this bank, and we can get that through you.
yes.
Stay tuned. Don't touch that mouse. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more real estate rant.
It's one thing to own a business, it's another to promote it. That's why thousands of business owners rely on Monster Marketing Group. Design, print, mail, custom mailers, all for as little as 29 cents delivered. That includes postage. Send to a neighborhood, zip code, or an entire city. With just a simple call, 888-49-MONSTER, you can easily promote your business, sales, events, grand openings, send coupons, and much more.
Your mail delivers in as little as 5 days. No dealing with the mailing list or paperwork. Monster Marketing does all the heavy lifting. Get started now by calling 888-49-MONSTER or go to monsterng.com.
Monster Marketing Group, we deliver, we give you results, we can prove it.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bank Mart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
It's hot out here. I need a drink. Have a mucho macho michelada. What's a michelada? Michelada is a Mexican Bloody Mary made with beer. All you have to do is get bucket-sized michelada, open it up, pour it in your favorite beer, and you're good.
What if you don't like beer?
You can use it in lemon lime soda, vodka with lime, or tequila with lemon lime soda.
Sounds delicious. Where do you find it?
You can find it at your favorite store, or you can go to muchomachomichelada.com.
Find us on Twitter and Facebook.
What's up, guys? Sports Guru
And Butt Knocker.
from the Sportscast, Wednesdays, 12 to 2 Pacific on Rant Radio Network.
We got everything you need to know about sports. We got all the latest video highlights. We got You Got Knocked the Fuck Out. We got Bonehead of the Week. We're talking sports, drinking beer, and having a good time.
If you missed the show, go to rantradionetwork.com and listen on demand. So check us out every Wednesday, 12 to 2 on Rant Radio Network.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez, and in-house today, Mr. Ralph Toner Garcia. He's our toner cartridge guy, as well as our voice of reason here on the show at the Real Estate Rant. How are you, sir?
Very good. How's everybody doing?
Good. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. You can win a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse or a $200 teeth whitening to Gardens Dental at 7218 Garfield Avenue in the city of Bell Gardens.
Steven's Steakhouse. It's been a while since we gone there, Alex.
You know, I'm ready for a pastrami.
I think we got to.
You would never
Pop
think of
out one of those
pastrami
cards.
at a steakhouse, but let me tell you something, it is to die for. It really
That's
is.
Steven Steak.
Stevens, yeah.
Got
Give us a call, 855-693. Excuse me, never done that before.
You okay, Alex?
No,
it.
855-693.
Smoking green lately? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you know,
Gotta stay away from the Bacalulu.
small Corona there. Give us a call and win one of those gift cards here with the design deal. You can get one of these particular designs, and it is a multiple choice. And you can also Wikipedia that if you like, and win that gift card. We were talking earlier about short sale and short sale negotiating, and what goes on in the background, where most of us consumers don't ever see or talk to a negotiator, mainly because real estate agents are really their point of contact. Now, Sharona, in terms of who you talk to at the bank, there's kind of a rule that goes on where you have to actually talk with somebody, one person.
Yeah, it's called a single point of contact. Now,
and
whether you
why is
actually
that?
talk to them,
Oh,
well, I guess because of all of the new rules and regulations, all of the banks have to assign a single point of contact, and they do typically reach out to the sellers. They don't usually call me. They should, but it's pretty hard to get in touch with them.
Now, just an off question. Now, do real estate agents negotiate their own short sales?
Some of them do.
Have you found that to be a problem at all? Like they come with you with their messed up short sale package, and they say, "Sharon, can you help
Yes.
us fix this?"
Straighten it out now.
Yes.
Fix it.
It's
Yes.
usually damage control at that point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
So you would recommend using a negotiator?
Yeah, unless you know what you're doing. Because I probably have a 95% success rate.
Yeah.
So let me
Very
ask
nice.
you one thing, Sharona. When you're negotiating a short sale, you need to upload it on Equator. Is that correct, or
It depends on the bank.
depending on the bank? So not all banks require you to have an Equator account.
That's correct.
And in case it does need to be uploaded in Equator, you just get the agent's codes, or how do you work that, or do they work it through your equator?
I do it on my equator.
In your equator?
Yeah, because I'm on my equator all day, every day. I don't want to have to log into someone else's.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
the listing is done through you? Is
No,
that how it works, or can
no.
another?
It's
Yeah. So how does the seller now if I'm hiring you as a negotiator, how does the seller get to have you as their negotiator? If obviously I'm hiring you as my negotiator,
Right.
but is there a form or something that they have
third
to?
party authorization.
Oh, it's an authorization. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I do believe we have a phone call on line one. Thank you for calling Real Estate Rant. How can we help you today?
Hi, the design of the week is Pit House.
I'm sorry. The design deal. Can we throw up the design deal again? Okay, so you're saying the design deal is up on the screen. You happen to be watching the show?
Yeah, man.
Okay, and which one did you say it was?
Pit House.
A pit house. Well, that's not one of the three options there, my friend. I hate to break it to you, but maybe you have a question for Sharon, myself, Ralph, or Alonso.
Yes. 1 minute, please.
All right. So anyway, interesting call we get there. I think a friend of yours, Alonso, maybe tipping back the Modelos or something.
He's in the parking lot
That's
right
probably
now.
one of yours smoking that green out
I'll
there.
tell you what, that some of that good herbs, I'll tell you what's going on there. But so a seller typically has to authorize you now to have you talking with the bank. They won't talk to anyone else.
They'll talk to the seller, or a lot of times I have my third party authorization has the listing agent and myself, and of course they'll talk to the seller.
Nice, nice. Alonso, I don't know if you remember, we had Peggy Mears and Giselle Mata on with
Yes,
with
the
Ace.
escrow company.
No, with Ace. They were like an advocacy group. They used to
Oh,
go.
yes,
okay.
yes.
Giselle had mentioned that she had sent her information out for loan modification probably about 6 different times, and so the inference there was that they were losing her information every time she faxed it. Do you find that a lot?
Yes. Most of the banks now have where you can email everything. I make sure I put the loan number on every single piece of paper. I email it. I CC whoever I can. If I have multiple emails, sometimes it does take a few attempts to get everything over to them because they do lose things.
Yeah. Well, we heard a lot about that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about when we talk about negotiating, okay, but what it sounds like to me is more like you're processing the short sale versus negotiating it, because negotiating it sounds to me like you would be now doing some back and forth in terms of maybe price, in terms of what they're saying. Do you do any of that?
Yeah. I negotiate with the banks on the price, the terms.
So it has less
Yeah.
to do with the contract that you have and more to do with you now, your ability to get them to come down as low as they possibly can. Right? I didn't mean to say that. My broker's in the room, so.
Well, that's one of the biggest problems I tend to find out going with short sales now is that that the buyers are sometimes investors, and they want to get the price at a dirt bottom price where they're still going to send out a BPO to go out there and do an appraisal, and they're not going to be able to get it at a discount rate like they want it to be. The reality about home prices are going up, and you got to offer the bank a reasonable price, I think, for a short sale to be successful nowadays. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I've seen that happen often where you're trying to negotiate a sale, a short sale for a dirt bottom low price where it's just delaying it, and it keeps coming back from a bank not approving that price.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm driving down the street and I see all these different real estate companies, and they're saying, get back money on your short sale and that kind of thing. A lot of agents are using that tactic to get the short sale listings.
Mm-hmm.
But is that true? How can they get this money?
Yes. If the sellers are living in the property, and we can prove that, they will get a $3,000 relocation assistance. It's half a short sale. That will even apply to a tenant if there's a tenant living in the property. they can get the relocation assistance.
The tenant can get the relocation.
Yes.
I've never even heard that before. Have you?
Not at all. It's the first time I've heard it.
Yeah, that's the first time. See, we always say every show we ever have, we always learn something, and that was it right there.
That was it, right?
Yeah. Where's my sound
Yeah.
effects when I need them, right, Alan? I'm giving you a hard time, dude. Give us a call 855-693-4897. Although, if you are having beer right now, it's not the right time to call. Okay. You know, you can get that particular design that we have up on for the design deal, or you can ask Sharon, myself, Alonso, or Ralph a question about real estate if you're having problems with real estate, or your agent, which I know a lot of you are having, especially in this heat. Give us a call and we'll try to address it. Okay. Today in-house we have Miss Sharon Sims with Easy Short Sale, and you can actually reach her at 951-656-4610, or you can email her at SSIMS, which is ssims at easyssp.com. Did I get that right?
Correct.
Okay. And it's also up on the screen, permanently embedded into YouTube now after this show. And that will go into eternity. And God himself can even pull that up, can he? And only we can do that here at the Real Estate Rant, right, Mr. Alonso?
I don't know, you lost me there for a while.
Did I?
What is this guy mumbling about?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, you have to watch the show to check it out, right? So, let me see where we're at here. I've experienced this myself, but do banks have a tendency to drag their feet on short sale transactions?
Yes. And that's why I call and email, and if I don't get an answer from the negotiator or customer service, I'm talking to a manager.
And why is the reason that they drag their feet on it? Do they want to hold up the sale? Do they not want to sell? What do you think is
Yeah, that's kind of a popular belief, but I think right now they're just overwhelmed.
overwhelmed
They
with
don't
short
have
sales?
enough
Staff?
to work all these files. So
Have you ever walked into a bank and request that information to you?
No.
None.
Are,
Can't do
are
it.
you talking about
No.
the branch, like the branch?
Like at the branch? Yeah.
No.
It's just like, excuse me, where's your manager? Because you're just tired of the whole problem
Because
situation.
I don't want to wait in that line back there.
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
And I need my check cashed.
Exactly.
Right.
There you
But
go.
you're talking about short sale.
That's
Ralph?
short sale part of it. Yeah.
No.
So, like,
you
walking
can't
in-
walk into a
You
branch.
can just walk
No.
into a branch and
It has
request
to
that
be a
information.
mortgage division, I believe, of a bank.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
if they were local, they'd probably have a lot
Yeah,
of bombs
they-
dropped on them. I'll be honest with you.
Don't
They don't
You'll
give
have,
out that
mention that.
information.
You'll have
No.
Giselle Mata showing
I'll
up with
tell you what,
signs.
I know a couple other individuals that like to drop some bombs on them.
Right.
And honestly, some of them are in other states.
Yeah.
There's a lot back east. There's one bank in particular, I won't say any names, that their call center's in India.
In
You're kidding
India.
me.
Oh wow.
So okay,
Interesting.
so
So
they're
it has
they're
someone
able.
for cheap labor asking, not knowing what they're really talking about.
I mean, do they even know what they're talking about over there?
Some of them,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
some of them. I usually have to go over heads with this bank, yes.
I would like
So-
to see
so
her
nice.
mad.
Very
don't-
nice. See,
I don't
there-
see
there
her
it is.
mad. It's like the way she talks is like, oh.
I can't wait to hear Sharon
Oh my
get pissed off.
I
because
know. Well, I think I'm gonna put her aside and do some sales calls with her. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, but to Ralph's question, to pull up a manager. So you've talked to managers in India,
Oh, yeah.
and
Very
what was their response? I have to hear this.
Oh, they basically that just gets them to make the negotiator to do what they need to do.
Right on. We are coming up on a break.
Stay tuned.
Great
We'll
information.
start
Thank
back
you.
with more Real estate brand. This is our last segment.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotectsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
What's wrong?
I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Looking for some swag? Make sure to check out monsterclothing.com. They got everything from V-necks, t-shirts, hoodies, baby dolls. And remember, custom orders are always welcome and much more. Just out on the site, www.monsterclothingco.com or call them at 888-49-MONSTER. 888-49-MONSTER. Hablamos español. Doo-doo-doo!
Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
And your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant, last segment for the day. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and to my left here, my broker, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
And good looking, may I add?
And, he's like a big teddy bear, isn't he? You just want to kick him on the street or something.
Kick me while I'm down.
Just kidding around, my friend. Just kidding around. Your daughters might be listening.
I'll
right?
remember that one.
Okay. No. Give us a call, 855-693-4897.
I remember that one when I'm holding one of your commission checks.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You'll be holding it for an extra week, wouldn't you? Just teasing me enough. In-house today, we also have Mr. Ralph Toner Garcia. He's the voice of reason here on the show. Thank you for joining us, Ralph. And
anytime.
Miss Sharon Sims from Easy Short Seller. You can reach her at 951-656.
The sweetest lady you've ever met. Until you piss her off.
All right, there you go. Let me say that again. 951-656-4610. You can reach her. She could do your short sale negotiations here in Southern California. There is a company called Easy Short Sale. They are sister companies, I guess, with Bayside Escrow.
Yes. Union Realty is
the brokerage.
The brokerage.
And then,
so I'm licensed under him. He owns Easy Short Sale and Bayside Escrow.
Bayside Escrow. Now we did have Shannon Peace on the show some time ago. It was probably like 5 or 6 months ago, and that was also a good show. Did you get a chance to see that show?
No, I haven't.
You didn't. You should.
I'm on
check
the
it out.
phone all day and
call her on line 1.
So let's take the call, Mr. Pantalones, if you will. Thank you for calling the Real Estate Rant. How can we help you today? Looks like they hung up.
Testing.
Yeah, it looks like we intimidated.
My husband's not here.
Yeah. Now earlier you had mentioned something. Now in terms of India now having negotiators there and the banks using what I consider to be the lowest bidder on negotiating, which is probably an oxymoron. Do the banks have the same protocol when they're dealing with outside organizations like that? Or do you find that there's different things that they're looking for?
No, it's whatever their guidelines are, they're pretty uniform.
So let's talk about something we're leaving off. What does it cost to do a short sale negotiation?
Oh, that's easy. Well, I charge and I don't get paid until I close it, so that gives me lots of incentive. It's $595 for one loan and $200 additional for any additional liens.
So we're looking at about $900.
What if they no, that would be $800, right? But what if the second lien gets forgiven? Like if they make it 0, but You're still negotiating, so there's still a charge.
Yeah, I still have to, we have to get that released.
Get it approved. Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, on that end.
And I also negotiate tax liens, all kinds of liens.
So let me ask a question, Sharon. So say I have my brokerage firm and I do a lot of short sales, then I basically would just send them all the information you need to you, and you do the negotiation for us, and at the end of escrow, if it closes, then you get charged whatever you charge for your
Correct.
negotiations.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
there's
so
no
there-
other fees, just that
Nope.
that straight up front fee.
That's a pretty good deal.
There is one stipulation, and I happen to know this. Okay, is that you have to use Bayside Escrow.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is that stipulation.
Yeah,
that you have
otherwise,
to use that
otherwise the
escrow
owner will be
company.
calling you up and saying, "Wait a minute, he's already giving you a hard time." Sweet
And
guy,
the-
Mr. JD. I've tried to get him on the show a
Yes.
few times. We do have a call on line one, Mr. Pantalones, if you will. Thank you for calling Real Estate Rant. Can we help you?
I have a question. How does short sale affect my credit?
We did talk about that a little bit earlier in the show, but Sharon, would you like to take that? Does that?
Well, it depends. If you haven't, if you're still making your payments on time, it won't affect your credit. If you are behind, then it does start dinging your FICO score.
Okay, so it won't be like a check mark that a late in payments or anything. Even if I don't completely, if I owe more and I don't get, the bank doesn't get what they pay for it.
Correct.
Yes. Now there is a consequence to having a short sale on your credit, and we talked about that a little earlier. I believe FHA has changed their guidelines to 12 months in order to purchase something else, but it really depends on the lender. So depending on where you go now to reapply for a loan for a home, that lender will then have their own guidelines. I think the general consensus is 2 years.
Well, that's
Okay.
and that's what I'm kind of curious also, because I've seen people that came out of short sales and they're at 700 FICOs, which pretty much didn't affect their overall consumer credit that they have, their score. It's a high score. I mean, for having a short sale, I'm like, how does that happen?
Well, I think they have a Walmart card.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
a Walmart card.
Yeah, because I know my wife goes to Walmart every day, so I don't think about that. That's why that's why her credit's great,
Right.
because I'm constantly making a Walmart payment. But
Oh yeah, if you're current on your loan and you do a short sell, you can turn around and purchase right away.
Very good.
Those are the ones. You just
Did-
have to be current.
does that answer your question, caller?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Do you happen to be watching the show today, or are you just listening to the show?
I was watching it. I've watched the last 15 minutes of it.
Okay, Mr. Pantalones, can we throw up the design deal? Caller, do you know what kind of house this is?
Can you put it back up again? I thought the one was like a colonial or hip hop.
We just
Well,
need it's a multiple.
I would have to
multiple
say
question.
you picked both of the wrong answers.
Both of the wrong answers. Well, look, out of three, you picked the two wrong ones.
Yeah. So,
Amazing.
so
Great. That's great.
For calling us, caller, if you stay on the line, my engineer could get your information.
Awesome.
Are
dude.
you hungry, or would you like a teeth whitening?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
There you go.
So
Awesome.
now we have a Lazy Dog $25 gift card, and we have a $25 gift card to Steven's Steakhouse. Which would you like?
I mean, add, if
the
you go to
steakhouse.
Steven's Steakhouse, you can go on a Sunday night, and you can get free salsa lessons.
Which is not included
All right,
on the gift card, by the way.
Take your wife and have a good time there with her.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you want the Steven's Steakhouse?
Yes.
Okay, stay on the line. Okay, don't hang up. My engineer will get your information, and we'll send that out to you. Okay, thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
All right, so we were talking a little bit about short sales and their protocol. What about the different types of loans? There's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA. Do you find differences in those kind of situations?
Yes. You can have, it could be, I'm just going to throw out there, Bank of America. But there's different criteria if it's a Fannie Mae, FHA, a conventional loan. It depends on who the investor is.
And what do you mean by criteria? Is that paperwork or
Yes,
stuff
they
they're asking
have
you?
different guidelines.
So some have more paperwork, some require that you show
Yes.
certain things and others don't.
Yes.
So as an agent, you wouldn't know until when? Until you actually got in all the documentation and you.
Right. And I still
How do you
may
know?
not
How do you
find out who
determine
they.
what you need or what kind of?
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
Yeah.
So once they send in all your package, all the short sale package, then they
Right.
start telling you what exactly criteria
Yeah.
you will need.
They'll tell me if it's Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, if it's FHA, because sometimes like you have to get approval from the mortgage insurance if it's an FHA loan. Fannie Mae has a couple different things that they do. It just depends on who the investor is.
So that actually brings a new question in terms of mortgage insurance. So do you also have to negotiate with the mortgage insurance company as well?
No, the bank does that. But it doesn't just go to the bank's underwriter. It can go to the mortgage insurer first to get approval.
So there's actually more than one individual or
Yes.
entities that you have to try and get approval from, not just the investors, but
Right.
also the MI companies.
Yes.
That's interesting.
And not only that is after you've done all this work and you went through the whole process and then last minute your seller decides to cancel on it.
I've never had that happen.
But that can happen,
The
right?
seller,
Is that-
or do you mean the buyer?
The seller.
The seller would cancel?
The seller could cancel at any time, as
Yeah,
my
they can.
understanding. That
Yes.
I mean,
And
after you've done all that work and they decide they just still want to go on a foreclosure.
Yeah, I guess that's,
some
those are
banks
sellers
have,
that are playing games and stuff.
They have us send over like a written statement, stating basically that they have the right to back out at any point.
Do you ever negotiate loan modifications? Is that something you do?
I don't, because legally I can't charge for it, and it's just as time consuming as the short sale.
Well, who do we have on the show that talked about that? You can't charge for it up front, but you can charge for the service once it's complete.
I've been told that you have to be a lawyer or work under a
Well,
lawyer.
now I
charge
know that
upfront.
lawyers are
Yes.
not allowed to charge for that.
That's a retainer.
Not up front.
Yeah, not up front.
Yeah.
Okay, what about deed in lieu? Do you ever get a client call you and say, "Hey, we'd like to do a deed in lieu"?
No.
Okay, so then the next question.
Because there's nothing for me to do.
Well,
I do short sales.
I had a client that applied for a deed in lieu and they got rejected.
Okay.
And so he would have a need for somebody in the profession because it was just a form that he filled out that he got
Right.
in the mail. Yeah, so that's interesting. Is there a law that says that banks cannot foreclose on a property that is when they filed a short sale, or is there like a rule of some kind?
There is a law in effect, and I kind of have to point that out sometimes. But the point is you have to get that package over to the bank, and most of them require at least be 30 days prior to the trustee sale date. So you can't the day before send over everything and expect to get the date stopped.
But haven't you found that sometimes when you're doing right in the middle of a short sale that they start a sale date and they try to foreclose on the property?
Mm-hmm.
So what does somebody do about that? I mean, what can they
They
do?
call me, and I send a nice, sweet letter to the
The
bank.
intimidator. Huh.
Oh, there you see that.
Well,
That's
no, it's you. If they've sent over a full package at least 30 days prior to that trustee sale date, and they try to foreclose anyway, they're violating their rights, and they know that. But
they're violating the seller's rights.
correct.
Okay, I see.
And that's one of the reasons that Z was telling you, the guest we had previously,
Yeah.
that's one of the concepts that they will sue the bank and try to get back the property to the homeowner because they violate those rights.
Yes, yes. Well, we are coming up on the end of the show, Sharon. I do appreciate your time and coming over and sharing this information with us. Hopefully we can have another show and continue on with the conversation. Mr. Ralph, thank you for joining us. Mr. Alonso, another one bites the dust.
Another one in the record books, huh?
Yes, yes. Once again, tune in next week, same time, same place, 3:30.
Thanks for
here on the Rant
tuning
Radio
in to
Network.
Real Estate Rant Radio. Make sure to join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
on the Rant Radio Network, where we talk about solutions to your real estate problems. The views and opinions expressed by the host or any guest on this show are encouraged to be followed up by a professional tax advisor or attorney, as we are not qualified or authorized to give advice in two areas: legal matters and tax matters.